Go ahead.
Okay, Chuck, this is going to be, we're going to go through the whole hip. Without you here, going into specifics is too difficult. I'm going to take you through a global stretch program. All right, we're going to start you out, hamstrings. You're going to find something, whether it be at the house, in the local gym, wherever you're at. Bottom foot perfectly straight to where you're going to put your other foot up on. This foot's going to come up. And two things. In the first position, you're just going to put this up, and knee is going to be subtly bent. And you're just going to use your foot like a little bit of a windshield wiper. Just kind of turn it in and out. If you turn it in, you'll feel a certain stretch. If you turn it out, you'll feel a little differently. And at that point, you can put it up against something to kind of keep it in position. And you're just going to just take your body and just gently lean in. Once I lean in and I get the stretch going, I'm just going to take my pelvis and I'm just going to slide it back and forth. As we go through this, that will be the common theme. That I'm going to use my pelvis to drive some of these motions. Once I've done that a few times, a little bit of twisting with it as well, I can take my hand and now I can reach gently across. And I create a little bit more of a rotational pull along the hamstring. So from here I can just gently reach into this position. And of course I can come here and reach into this position. And as you do them, you'll note it'll hit the hamstrings from slightly different areas. Of course, you'll repeat on the other side. We're going to go to the front of the hip now. The front of the hip, what we're going to do, again, bottom foot is going to be nice and straight. I'm going to put this foot a little bit more flat. Now this chair angles, so I'm going to put my foot up against that bar. But as I come in here, I'm just going to take this leg, and I'm just going to take this knee, and I'm going to drive it toward this pad. Actually, let me do it from this side so you can see the hip better. So from here, you're going to take this knee and just come in only a little bit. You don't have to go in too far to start. Once you come in that little bit, again, just slide the pelvis left and right, make small circles left and right, and once you've kind of mobilized it, then you go a little deeper, and then just in and out just a little deeper, hold it deeper, you can go a little bit more left and right, okay? Next we're going to go after the groin, so we did the back of the hip, front of the hip, we're going to go for the medial hip. All we do is change this foot from pointing forward now to pointing here. So I got my feet basically at a 90-degree angle. At this point, again, I'll come in, I'll feel the stretch along this whole medial thigh. I'll just take my pelvis in just a little bit, and I'll start rocking it. I'll make my circles, and then I'll get a little deeper. Next, we're going to go after, again, lateral hip. So from this position, I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to put it across my body here. The knee's unlocked, so I don't lock it out, but I don't want it too bent. So just unlocked. This foot is going to be nice and straight. I actually try to turn mine in a little bit. So at this point, now this is where you might want something on this side of you, you're basically just going to try to turn out. And as I make that turn out, and I can use this hand to help pull the leg up, as I turn and go to look over my shoulder, I get a nice strong stretch in through here. So I can take this, I can come in here. I could also take this and try to reach this way. And again, it gives me that nice stretch along the lateral hip. Going to go back at the front. Instead of the front hip, we're going to get a little more front thigh, a little bit of front hip on this too. And this is where oftentimes you need a little something in front of you. So from this position, what you're going to do is have a foot back up. If you have something to stabilize yourself, potentially in a door frame if you've got a chair, at that point, I'm just going to take myself and just dip myself down. So in this case, I'll use my hands to reach behind me. Once I'm in there, I get a nice stretch right up through here. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go a little left and right. I'm going to do a little bit of arm motion. Okay, so we got through, those are, again, real global hip stretches, nothing real specific. Let's go up at the chest. Now at the chest, what we're going to do, we're going to find a bar or pipe like this, and we'll set about shoulder height. If I had something higher, I could go higher. But from this position, I'm just going to basically stand to the side of it, and I'm just going to start slowly turning myself away. So as I turn, I'm now getting, obviously you can see a pretty strong stretch across my chest. At that point, I'm just going to look and come back. I always say, almost like you're taking a Frisbee. If I take a Frisbee and toss it and come back, take this arm, drive it, and drive it. And it creates a nice long stretch across the abdominals, through the shoulder, and into the arm. For the posterior part, when we're getting rotation through the spine, it's almost like if you're setting your golf swing up. Now I'm going to make myself lefty based on the position that we're here. I'm going to come here, like if I was taking my club up backswing, here and here. in one step position. I stay in my golf stance, I'm over my ball, and now I'm going to take this knee and reach for the ball. I take that knee and I drive it down to the ball. And I'm going to do it from behind. You'll see my shirt pulling for the rotational stretch. I'm here, I set myself in, I bring the right knee down to the golf ball, if you will, and if you can see, you'll see my shirt pulling around. Now this right arm is posting, but what you want to do is keep this as a solid anchor. I don't dip into this. I'm staying here, and I drop, and I drop. And you can see how much my pulling my pelvis around creates that nice rotation up my back. Those will be good to get you started, and when you get back in town, we'll do some follow-up. Great.